This is my review of the Bespoke AI washer and dryer from Samsung. Here is the digital touchscreen that shows you your dispenser levels. We have our detergent, we have our softener. It shows normal as the next cycle. You can tap on more cycles here. And as you can see, you have all of these presets here for all of your different types of washes, your towels, your sanitizing, etc. You can flip through the menu. It tells you how many washes you have until the cleaning cycle is able to be executed. You have your energy levels, which show you how much electricity is used, how much water usage you have. You can tap on the home button to go home. This little arrow indicates the little menu bar at the bottom. You can summon Ring cameras if you have them. You can tap on the weather. You can go to Bixby here, which is like a Siri or an Amazon Alexa, and ask questions. You have your timer, and then you also have smart things from Samsung. So if you have other smart devices from Samsung, such as TVs or other appliances, you can also control them here. This is going to be the exact cycle that was just on the screen there, so you have the ability to go through and actually change water temperature, spin cycle, soil levels, how much detergent or softener you want to use. You can also turn them off if you're using Tide Pods, things like that. Has a bubble soak, which we haven't tried yet. You have wrinkle prevention, dry prep, and then how much dryness you want, all the way from damp to more dry. Obviously, selecting any of these other options, as you can tell in this left-hand corner, is going to increase or decrease the time of your cycle. We typically wash in cold. If we go back here, we can then go over here. In this little door, you just give it a push. It's going to show you your lint trap, which actually pulls out. And then you also have a bleach drawer. So you can click on this button here and go ahead and pull out your lint trap. The lint trap, I don't love it. I mean, it's big, but you have to pull this entire drawer out. You have to flip it over, and then you have to pop this little guy out. A little harder than usual machines, but it works. Pop it back in, give the door a push, and you're good to go. Now inside the drum here, it's nice and deep. We've been able to wash a full comforter for a king-size bed, multiple blankets, pillowcases, sheets, and have a little bit of room for other items, but we were able to wash that in just under 3 hours and dry it. Came out pretty good. There's also a button on your main screen here. If you don't want to yank this open for whatever reason, you can hit this button here. And it pops the door open for you. This allows the humidity to come out once the drying cycle is done, as well as keep it open for air to flow. That way you don't have to worry about mold buildup and things like that. I do recommend that every so often you go ahead and give this a wipe down, especially if you're not using the drying cycle, just to make sure you're not getting any kind of mold buildup inside of this rubber gasket here. Now, as far as the unit's concerned, in comparison to our standard dryer, which we haven't removed yet, it is a bit deeper. It's definitely taller. I do like this in case you want to do some folding of your clothes. You can kind of set them up here temporarily. But the unit itself was, I want to say, about 320 pounds compared to a dryer, which is just a hair over 100. But overall, so far, so good. We've used the Samsung SmartThings app to control the washer remotely, so we can actually set our cycles, our time delays, and things like that from our phones, and then send it to the unit. The only thing that I would say is a complaint right now is when you actually go ahead and start your cycles, there's a countdown that happens, and it tells you approximately how much time you have left, but it also tells you approximately what time your cycle is going to be completed. It doesn't match the time that's on the clock. So for instance, if you start a cycle at 9 o'clock and it says it's an hour and a half, it should say, theoretically, it's done at 10:30. No, it'll say 1:50 a.m., 2:53 a.m., etc. It's not accurate. I've checked the date and time settings. I've automatically set them based on the internet, and have also manually done that inside of the settings here. And you can turn this on or off, and we're having the same issue. Now, when we did receive this machine just a few days ago, this menu was a little bit different. All of your cycles were not in boxes, or they were in boxes, pardon me. They weren't in a list like this. They were just very large boxes. So it looks like Samsung actually pushed an update, which already made a change. So hopefully mine isn't the only one with that bug, and I'll submit some feedback, and hopefully Samsung will get that problem updated. But overall, it's a great machine. I was able to wash t-shirts separately because I usually wash them in cold water and then dry them. That way they don't shrink, but I did a wash on them and it was about 20 minutes. So that's faster than any wash machine that I've used previously. And the matching washer that we used to have here was a Frigidaire, and that would wash about 80 minutes per cycle no matter what was in it. Wasn't very efficient as far as speed, wasn't efficient as far as water or electricity is concerned. So far so good with this one. So looking forward to getting some more cycles out of it. I think we've only ran it about 3 or 4 times at this point. But yeah, other than that, it is a great machine. I don't really have anything negative, like I said, outside of just the kind of complicated lint removal system, and that estimate of when it's going to be done is definitely not accurate.